It's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you an easier way to play The Wait by the band. It goes like this. Pulled into Nazareth, I was feeling about half past dead. I just need some place where I can lay my head. Hey mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned, shook my hand, no was all he said. Take a load off Annie, take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. So this tune has a few things going for it when it comes to, a song that you can learn from start to finish and that'll help you work on your basic skills. The chord progressions are quite repetitive. It uses some basic chords, especially because we're going to be using a simpler way to play F instead of that bar chord. And there's some other cool bits for if you want a little bit of a challenge and you want to kind of go beyond just like strumming the same old chords, right? So there's a lot going on here. If you need any help along the way, I have a free ebook. It's free for all my subscribers. Has all sorts of stuff in it. I'll just put a link down below and you can grab your copy completely free. And while you're down there, if you enjoy learning guitar with me, I'd really appreciate it if you could take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and say hi in the comments down below. Otherwise, we're gonna start off with our verse, which is just like a 3-chord and strumming sort of thing. We have C, that goes into E minor, and I like to pivot off my middle finger. And from E minor, we can go into F, and we're gonna play it like this, putting our first finger on the first fret of the B string, our middle finger on the second fret of G, our pinky on the third fret of the D string, and then our ring finger just above that on the third fret of the A string. My thumb is lightly touching the thickest string. And people do reach out and they're like, oh, I can't get my thumb over. It doesn't have to be all the way over. You just need to lightly touch it. So hopefully you can reach that to mute the strings. It makes it so much easier to strum this chord. And you're always welcome to play the full F bar chord if you're at that point, but this is a much simpler way to get there. And we just play the chords C, E minor, F, C, like that 4 times. If you need some help with the switching, you can just take a look at the chords here and just count along going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Just going up to 4 on each chord, 4 downstrokes, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's a bit much for you, I recommend checking out that free ebook because it has something in it called the chord switching game. There's some videos that go with it, and it's a whole method for building up confident, precise chord switching that you can stick with the time and match it up with the strumming and all that. Anyways, we're going to take that chord progression and add a strumming pattern to it. It goes like this. I'll slow it down. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's one of the top 3 strumming patterns on guitar. I've gone over it in plenty of lessons, but we'll take a quick moment here to break it down. We're gonna just take a look at the first half. On beat 1, we have a downstroke, and then on beat 2, we have a root stroke, which is just a small downstroke that aims at the thicker strings at the root of the chord to kind of give you a big, bassy, fatter sound. It adds dynamics to your playing. You could just play a regular downstroke, but it doesn't sound as good as that root. And we just go down, root, 3, 4, down, root, 3, 4. And it might help. Like I mute the thickest string with my thumb on the C chord, but early on in your guitar career, I'd recommend keeping your thumb on the back of the neck and then putting your ring finger a little higher so that it not only is pressing the third fret of the A string, but it's also muting the thickest string. That way, when you're going for the strum, this string will ring out. Now, for the second half of our pattern, we would count 1, 2, down, down, up, 1, 2, down, down. So a downstroke on 3 and then a down up on 4. We can just treat the down up like a single unit and we count 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you're having trouble getting that upstroke to feel like it's in the correct place, I would break down the counting going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and downstrokes on the numbers, upstrokes on the hands. Keep your counting consistent and kind of like robotic almost. Either way, once you've practiced each half and really broken it down, we put it together. 3 and 4 and down, root, down, down, up, down. And you want to be able to play it a bunch of times in a row. That's when you know you've got it. And once we have those mechanics down, we can add a swing feeling to it. And that's what, that's the feeling of this song. The song isn't like, I pulled into Nazareth, was a feeling. It's more like, pulled into Nazareth, was a feeling about. You could even mute the strings and just practice going down, root, down, down, up, down, root, down, up. The downstrokes feel a little longer. They kind of drag down, up, down, up. That's the swing feel. I have a separate lesson that covers it if you really want to get into the technicalities of it, or you can just try to feel it. Totally up to you. But either way, get the mechanics down, then add that feeling, and then we can add it to our chord progression. And it's simple. Just play it one time per chord shape. I'm going to right now just demonstrate. We'll do it nice and slow, 96 beats per minute. You can try it with me, or you can just watch, rewind, and try it after. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pulled into Nazareth, was a feeling about 10:30. I just need some place where I can lay my head. Now we've reached the chorus, and for that we're going to introduce a new chord, G, possibly one of the first chords you learned, and we're going to go from C into G. And I like to use this version where I put my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the thickest string and my pinky on the 3rd fret of the thinnest string. Those are the only 2 fingers you need, because from a C chord, it's such a simple switch. And then when we go into that F chord, once again, it keeps it a lot more consistent. Whereas if we're using this other version of G where I'm using all 4 fingers, I kind of have to like move my arm position and I got to move it back for that F chord. Totally up to you, but I highly recommend getting used to that when you're in songs in the key of C, basically, like this one. And once again, we're going to repeat the same progression over and over. C, G, F, but we got to pay attention to how long we play each chord for. We're just doing 2 strums on C and 2 strums on G. So they're sharing a measure, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's a full measure of F. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I recommend just taking a moment to, once again, downstrokes, count it out, nail that progression. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do that 3 times, and then there's 2 full measures of F. Now for the full measures, we just play our strumming pattern in its entirety. But at the start there, over the C and G, we're just going to play down, down, up on each chord. So down, down, up, down, down, up, and then work our way into our F chord with our full strumming pattern. And I recommend when you're doing that, down, down, on this upstroke, that's when you can switch. That way you're landing right on the beat with the chord shape. Down, down, switch, down, down, switch, root, down, down, up. So you might want to workshop just that part. Down, down, switch, down, down, switch, down, root, down, down, up. We do that 3 times, and then we just play our strumming pattern a couple more times on F. Once again, I'm going to play this. You can see it all in context, and then we can try it after. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. And you put the load right on me. The next part is the interlude, and you can also use this as the intro for the song. I actually have taught this song already as you would hear on the recording with all the like, with all that stuff for the intro and, you know, sounds like the song, right? This is a simplified version. It still sounds like the song, but it's not in the same key, etc., right? And so we're going to make some simplifications so that you can learn this entire thing. And here's another one of those. For the interlude, we're going to go. And that's just a few notes. We're going to start here with our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and we're going to play 3, and then we're going to put our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then we're going to play the open A string. So on the A string, 3, 2, O, and then on the thickest string, our ring finger once again is on the 3rd fret, and then we go to the 1st fret with our index and we play it 3 times. So work through those notes. 3, 2, O, 3, 1, 1, 1. And once you have the order of the notes, something that's even more important is the rhythm with which we play them. And the rhythm is pretty straightforward for this. I'm just going to write it up above, and we can count our way through this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we would start strumming. So remember, there's that measure of just counting at the end. That's very important too. That way you start strumming the actual song at the right time. Anyways, you practice it just like that, counting along, taking your time. And then to the very first note, we can just add a full chord. It makes it sound a lot better, going. So I'm just playing a C chord there. The first note that we play, our finger's already in the right spot for the C chord. We just strum through the top 5 strings. And then I leave my index down as I play the next couple notes. That way, this portion of the chord can keep ringing and it kind of fills it out a little bit. You can even play an F bar chord at the end if you want. That's it for this tune. Those are all the parts that you need to play this entire thing. I recommend printing off just the lyrics, not the chords and lyrics, but just the lyrics, and learning each part just like we did in this lesson, you know, section by section, taking the time with it, and then using the lyrics to help you figure out the order and glue it all together. That's a really important exercise. You know, a lot of the time people collect the sheet music, but they never actually learn the song. This is the step you got to take. You just use the lyrics only, and you end up memorizing the tune and knowing everything from this song and being able to push forward on your journey. If you want to play through the entire song with me, that also is available. I'll put a link down below. I have that on my website for premium members. And if you're interested in premium membership to Good Guitarist, I'll put a link down below for that too. You get courses, all my YouTube bonuses, access to my community. It's a really great way to, you know, to keep your journey moving forward on guitar. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And if you do enjoy learning guitar with me, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.